everybody and welcome back to the Woolly Wolverine podcast. This is episode 3. Today's date is the 5th of February 2017 and it is a Sunday. And this is a podcast all about knitting. Don't think I said that. And just my knitting journey, and I just want you guys to come along with me and enjoy it. So you can find me on Instagram as Woolly Wolverine. You can find me on Ravelry as Wolverine, and you can find me on, there's a Ravelry group for this podcast, the Woolly Wolverine podcast group. You can search that in the groups tab on Ravelry, and you can find the show notes for this podcast and previous episodes on woolywoolverine.wordpress.com. I'll have all that information down below. I think that's everything introduction-y. Yeah, so thanks to everyone who watched last week's episode and the previous week. It's great to have you guys along with me. And I suppose we'll get down to it. So finished objects this week. I have one which I am wearing. You guys might recognise it. It's the Cozy Schlanket by the Knitting Expat, or Mina Phillip, which is her name. So here it is. Nice and big and snuggly. Love it. So it's quite big. It's about the same size as my wingspan. Fly away. And I made this with Cascade 220. It's an Aran weight or worsted maybe. I'm not too sure. But it's really cozy, really snuggly. Has a couple eyelet sections. So the grey is Aspen Heather, the yellowy gold is Goldenrod, and this is Mystic Purple. There are the 3 colours. It's my first time doing an I-cord bind off. It took a while. There's nearly like 300 stitches on the needles at that stage, so it took a while. I think I watched an episode of Homeland while doing it. Yeah, but I love it. It's nice and cozy and snuggly. But this house is quite warm today, so I might just leave it off. Just wanted to show it on. Just fold it up here. Also, just want to comment, my unicorn t-shirt. Isn't it amazing? I love unicorns. Yeah, I'm a child. I'm a 27-year-old child. So that's my only finished object for this week. I knitted that on my Knit Pro Zings 5mm needle. That was part of Mystery Knit Along from hosted by Mina in her Ravelry group. I think the closing day is actually today, maybe tomorrow. So I got it done. I got it done during the week. I haven't actually had much knitting time this week, unfortunately, but I did manage to get that finished. So I think that was pretty much everything off the needles then, and then, well, I had the hat, which I actually have made no progress on. I showed the hat last week. It was the Nordic Flake hat. I'm not even going to bother showing this week because I've done nothing. It's just, I'm still doing the 2x2 rib for the brim, and then it's a colour work hat, so I haven't done colour work before, so I just wanted to give it a go. So I've made no progress on that. I haven't made any progress on my Cozy Memories blanket. That's more so because I don't really have many minis to add to it. As I'm new to kind of sock knitting. I've only knit 2 pairs, so I've 1 square and I have another square to add, but both my sock needles are actually full. Well, not full, but they've got socks cast on them. So I suppose I will show you them now. So the first cast on I have is the Love Along sock. It's tiny, teeny, tiny. It's the Love Along socks by Amy Meeks, who is half of the Periscoping Sister podcast. And it's a knit-along being hosted by her. So I've just started the cuff. Yeah, I knit my socks 2 at a time, so I'll do another couple of rounds on this. Then I'll move it to DP cast on the second cuff, and then put them both on and then work them together. This yarn is Fine Fish Fibres, or Fine Fish Yarns. It's Terry. She's from Northern Ireland. I love her colourways, they're beautiful. This is the strawberry shortcake, and it came as a set with a corresponding colour for toes and heels and cuffs. I'm going to just do the corresponding colour on the toes and the heels. I picked the blue purple. I don't have it to hand, but here is the strawberry shortcake, and it's kind of a off pink kind of colour with speckles of red and black, and it is pretty and I love it. So I hope to get more of this done today, at least move on to the second cuff and then get them back on the needle so I can just do 2 at a time. So I'm knitting these on my Knit Pro Symphony 2.25mm. I prefer the highs. The wooden ones, I'm afraid I'm going to break them. And the cable is very long. It's 150 centimeter. My highs is 100, which I think is better for magic loop. This is way too long. It's just cord for days. So I'm not hating it, but I think I prefer the highs. So that's my love along socks. It's kind of a light lace, small lace pattern, not too lacy, but they're nice and delicate, and I think these colours will complement them well. That's one pair of socks that I have on the go at the moment. My second pair of socks is for Dave for his birthday, which is at the end of February. So I am knitting him just plain vanilla socks. And here is my progress so far. Whoop. Move this out of the way. Get out of the way, cord. Okie dokie. So here they are. I'm just doing plain vanilla 72 stitch. And the Drops Fable. This is blue, and then this is the silver fox, I think it is. So yeah. I'll show you the wool, the blue, just a plain blue, and this is the silver fox. It's kind of a tonal grey. It seems to stripe. I didn't think it was going to stripe, but it's that. And I got 3 balls of this, so I should be able to make myself a pair of socks as well. And I have a blue, or no, this is blue. I have a pink corresponding heel to toe cuff. So we can have matching socks. So that's that. So I'm knitting them on my highs. 2.5mm magic loop, 2 at a time. I cast these on Friday evening, so not too bad. Might work on these today, although I have another project that I cast on last night that I'm going to show you now that I'm enjoying, so I might stick to that today. And that is the Girl from the Grocery Store shawl, which is a Hohi Locatelli pattern, and I love it. So the wool I am using is Malabrigo sock in the Indicita colourway. It's this kind of blues and greens, and it's kind of purpley blue, but it's pretty. And then the stripes I am doing so I'm using this for the main body, and then for the stripes I'm using this Cascade sock, heritage sock in the Italian plum. So that's them together. And I cast this on last night, and this is my progress so far. So it's pretty. I like it. Its stripes are addictive in everything, I think, because so you work like the green, and then you want to just get to the next purple stripe, and then you start the green, then you work from the next purple stripe. So I cast this on last night, so it's pretty quick. I wouldn't be the most fastest knitter in the world anyway, so yeah, happy with the progress on this. If you guys don't know the pattern, it's just a nice striped shawl. This is fingering weight 70-20, 75-25 merino nylon. Both the yarns I think are, and yeah, I think it'll be pretty nice shawl. So I'll probably work on this for most of the day because I'm enjoying it. So I think that is all of my WIPs. I am flying through the knitting this week because I haven't really got that much to show you guys. I did want to just make sure I recorded an episode though to keep up the momentum, even though I haven't got much going on. Just wanted to just see what's up. So I think I've said everything about my WIPs. Yeah, I think that's it. So I am on a yarn diet, a serious yarn diet. I'm trying not to buy anything new until end of February. I'm going to let myself I'm going to give myself a budget and let myself buy yarn at the end of every month. So it's so tough. Every time I go onto Instagram, and I follow loads and loads of indie dyers, and they're posting pictures of their upcoming updates. So tempting. I have no acquisitions this week. Well, I did get my ball winder did arrive, so I spent my week winding yarn. Well, me and my sister did. She wasn't too happy. She was I was holding it, she was winding, and every time I came into her, she was like, "Oh, not another ball," but it was. She doesn't knit or understand it. So she's 18. So I've got two sisters. She's 18, and then the youngest, Sophia, she is 10. So Jessica is the middle child, and she doesn't understand the knitting, but she sat and helped me wind yarn for a few hours on Friday and Saturday night. So she's a good girl, really. So in light of that, I have a future yarny goodness segment. So in looking on Instagram and on Etsy, I've kind of found some dyers that I'm interested in purchasing their yarn. So I really want to get a couple skeins from the Undercover Otter, who is Petra, and she's from the Netherlands, and she makes, her colours are quite neon. I think her bio is like neon is my neutral, so they're quite bright and in your face, but I think they are quite, I think they're lovely. There's so many, she has a lot of purples, and there's one called Scumbot. It's like a sea foam greeny blue kind of colourway with blacks, darker colours. Oh, it's so nice. Or there's Dr. Fibes, I think, which is a purple and black kind of speckle. Beautiful as well. So I'm kind of obsessed with socks at the minute, so I think there'll be some nice socks. And then also I was looking at Geektastic Fibers, who is Amanda, and she's based in Germany, and she makes yarns that are inspired by things that would be classed as geeky. So at the moment in her shop she has lots of Marvel inspired yarns. So there's one for Captain America or the Hulk. I really like the Hulk one. It's kind of a tonal green colour. It's really pretty. I'm thinking of actually getting it to make some St. Patrick's Day socks. Being Irish, I should be wearing some green all the time, you would think, but so yeah, I want to get some of her yarn. I think it's quite pretty. And then as well, I like Turtle Pearl. I don't actually know what the person's name is behind Turtle Pearl, but they do self-striping colourways, and some of them are really, really pretty. I think the trench coat colourway is the one that's most popular. It's kind of a brown, kind of brown traditional trench coat colour with red and black and white, I think. It's quite nice. I like some of the brighter colours. Absinthe, I think was the one that she had, and it's super pretty. So they're kind of the 3 dyers that I'm looking to buy from at the end of February. So early March, hopefully I'll have some more acquisitions to show you if I can stick to my yarn diet. It is so tough. So tough. Like, I don't even know how I'd stay away. I was going to say lock me up, but I have internet access, which is all you need to buy yarn. So as well as the indie dyers, I am on the lookout for a sweater quantity of yarn for myself. So I'm looking to knit myself a sweater by Amy Miller, I think. I've looked at some of her patterns and I think they're really nice. I like the Weekender. I like stripes, but I don't know. I need to find a colour palette that I'm very indecisive. With stuff like clothes I wear a lot of grey and black and darker colours, so I don't want to go with anything too bright that I won't really wear in everyday life. But I don't really like knitting kind of dark, boring, not boring, but neutrals. So I'm thinking of doing kind of a grello, so grey with a mustard or something striped through it. I think I'd wear that, or burgundy, like a grey with a burgundy. I think I'd wear that as well. So I'm looking for a sweater quantity of that. So, you see, I'm not even sure what weight. Like, I think the Weekender is a DK weight, but I'm open to doing a fingering weight sweater, just because I run quite warm in life, so I don't know if I need a heavy weighted sweater to keep me warm, and it's coming into the spring, so it's getting a bit warmer, so a lighter jumper would be better, I think. So I'm even going to look at her patterns. I know she does have some fingering weight ones, so I might be going with one of them instead, or I might adjust the Weekender for fingering weight, or I might adjust some of her other patterns to make them striped. It's all possible, but I really like her patterns. They seem quite simple and not too many, no real cables, or which I think I'm going to go for my first one. So what my plan is to knit a flax sweater for a child first, just to get the practice on the shaping and the shoulders and stuff like that. So I'm going to knit that in the next month or so. Whenever I get all these projects off the needles, I will look to buy wool for that and cast that on. So that will be in the upcoming future. And then once I get my sweater quantity of yarn, I'm going to host a knit along for Amy Miller. So if any of you guys out there are Amy Miller fans, or a fan of her patterns, or even if you don't know them, you should go look because they're quite nice. I'll link her in the show notes so you can have a look and see if there's any that you'd like. But once I get my sweater quantity, I will be hosting a knit along, so you guys can come and join me and knit a sweater with me. It will be my first sweater, so any new time garment knitters are more than welcome to join in, and we can muddle through together, hopefully. So I haven't got dates or anything, but once I have a better idea, I will definitely let you guys know on the podcast, and get a few prizes together, so we can give you an incentive to join in, other than a lovely finished garment. So I think that's kind of covers all the well, I want to knit all the socks as well, so I'm buying all the fingering weight for socks. So I want to take part in the Box of Socks Cal, which is being hosted by Kristen of Fullenvine Yarns. I also want some of her yarn. Her yarn is like gold dust though, it's impossible. I really want something on her footsie base because I've heard it's amazing. People rave about it. Eric on the 6 Plus Twine podcast, I think he said it was one of his favourite yarns of the year in his wrap up video during the new year, and he raves about it, and I know lots of other podcasters and knitters out there rave about it, and her wool just goes like that. As soon as she has an update up, you have to be there, and you get cart jacked, and it's wild, but I don't blame anyone because her yarns are beautiful. She actually came out with a new one, Goth Day Cake, and it is really nice. It's kind of there's blues and greys and purples, which are just so my colour palette. I love them. Yeah, so I think that's all the fibre stuff, food, mummies, chat. So, oh, actually, part of the chat, I'm going to move on to my waffling section where I just talk about my week and the usual. But part of the chatter I have out here to talk about the Yarn Love Challenge, which is a photo a day kind of challenge going on Instagram at the moment, where you post, there's a prompt for each day and you post a picture each day based on that prompt, and I'm taking part, and I'm really enjoying seeing everyone else's kind of interpretations of the prompt and just seeing what they're working on and introducing themselves and just getting to know everyone. So today's prompt is community, and I just wanted to say here on the podcast that I'm so grateful to the knitting community for being so welcoming and warm and helpful, and it's just an amazing community to be part of, and the fact that we can all reach each other online is amazing, that we can all just share our passion for fibre related creativity, and it's just fantastic. So I just wanted to say thank you guys to everyone who is watching the podcast and taking their time to spend some time with me, and even just chatting about fibre related things with me on Ravelry and on Instagram and getting to know everyone. It's just been amazing. So thanks for that. And if you aren't interested in any of the chattery stuff, you can depart, but that's what's going to be coming up next. I'm just going to take a break to get a drink because I am parched. So yeah, if you come back for the chatter section, see you in a minute, and if you don't, have a great week and I'll see you next week. Bye. Hey guys, I'm back. I just got a glass of water. Talking to oneself dries out one's mouth. Muchos. So this week has been pretty quiet. I haven't really been up to much. I been in work. It was quite a stressful work week. I've applied for a new job in my company, so I was kind of just getting everything ready for my application, and as well as that, it's just been a busy week in general, kind of with meetings and projects, and I didn't have much time for knitting. I think I mentioned earlier that it's Dave's birthday at the end of February, so I have to get him some presents. I do have a little few bits for him, but I have to get him something else to bulk it up. So I plan on doing that sometime this week. I'm also trying to eat healthy. I think I mentioned last week that I do Pilates. Excuse me. So I do Pilates on a Monday, and I am trying to, I have a tracker on my phone for steps, so I'm currently trying to track how many steps I do a day and maintain about a 10,000 step minimum or average, kind of. It's very tough. Like, I think last Sunday I did around 400 steps. I didn't leave the house, but it's because it's on my phone. My phone needs to be with me all the time, and I'm notorious. Oh, I was looking for my phone, but I'm recording on my phone. So I'm notorious for just putting it down, forgetting about it, and walking around and then going knitting for hours, and then picking up my phone and having lots and lots of messages. So I'm not the best for carrying my phone at all times, but aiming for 10,000 steps a day. At the moment my average is 6,000, so I'm going to start walking in the evenings. The evenings are starting to get a bit brighter. It's quite nice out today. It's a bit chilly, but it's quite nice. I'm going to throw on my blanket and go out for a little walk after I record this and get this up. I've been making myself dinners and lunches for work, and I'm also saving for a house at the moment, so every little helps in the saving department so I'm trying to bring in my lunches to be more healthy and to save money as well. So it's yeah, it's tough. Other than that, this week has been very quiet. I haven't really done much. I'm also trying to read more. So I've started a new book, which I can't even remember the name of. I got it for Christmas. Something about a rabbit, maybe. It's pretty good. I'll tell you guys about it more next week, because I should have wrote down what it was about, or well, I know what it's about, but I don't even remember the name, so I'm not even going to bother. And now I'm going to waffle about it for another few minutes. Blah 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 blah. Sorry about that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't really done much. I haven't really watched much TV even to talk about. It's been very quiet and relaxing. Well, work was stressful, but in the evenings I'm just looking to relax when I get in. I haven't had much time for knitting. I don't even know what I've been doing in the evenings, but I cast on 2 or 3 projects on Friday, and yeah, so that's what I've been working on. It's been my week, and yeah. If you guys want to see anything particular on the podcast, or if you want me to talk about anything about my life, I can let you guys in to visit me and get to know me a little bit more. So I might actually try and find, you know, them kind of questionnaires where you can answer, that you give to someone to answer about you, or like a minute in the life kind of thing. I might prepare one of them for next week and put it in this section, just so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. And then I might put it out to you guys so I can get to know you a little bit better as well. But I think that's that for the week. I didn't have much to talk about this week, but I wanted to make sure that I put a podcast up just to keep the momentum going, as I said, and just to make sure that you guys don't miss me too much. Yeah, so that's it. I'll see you guys next week. Have a great week, and hopefully I have some more finished objects and the yarny goodness to share with you, and I'll see you all on Ravelry and Instagram, and talk to you soon.